Now is the time for the Gold Order, and I will brook no interference. Any who get in my way will see their armor run into lead goblets, their blades melt, and their bones turn to gold.
GELT'S stands alone against the tide of chaos. Archaon, Sigvald, and a horde of monstrosity now makes its way towards Kislev. But horns of the Empire have sounded. The Huntsman Henry and elements of the Kislev garrison have arrived to aid the Lord of Molten Metal. There he is, Huntsman Henry, forming up on GELT'S right flank with a good mix of his own troops and the Kislev garrison, and now forming up to make up GELT'S right flank. Flapping high above, we have Tim the Enchanter, a mighty flaming mage. GELT'S main force is currently hidden in the trees. Only units exposed are 2 batteries of Hellstorm rockets and an Emperor's Wrath class steam tank. Meanwhile, GELT has thrown himself forward into the action to unleash his molten magic against the forces of chaos, trying to wipe out the multiple hell cannons that chaos has brought to the battlefield. Seeing Henry's forces form up, Archaon and Sigvald's forces march to meet them. Have a quick little overview of sort of the banners and take a look at where all the units are, where they're marching towards before we dive in. Some nice cinematic sweeps and pans. As you can see, I've kept GELT'S forces hidden in the trees. It's got halberdiers, 2 on each side, across 4 greatswords with 4 handgunners in front, and 2 demigryph knights with halberds, the Royal Altdorf Griffites among them. And then on the left we have the Bordermen, obviously artillery in front. And this group is led by GELT'S priestly companion, Ben the Gilded Priest. Chaos now marches and charges, in fact, towards Henry's force on the right. And those Chaos Knights have smashed into the Greatsword contingent on the left and center. all of Henry's halberdiers are formed up on the right, along with some spearmen, so that Chaos can't flank on round that side, but it has exposed the center to charges from Chaos spawn, cavalry, and chariots are now cutting through the line. Charging out, the demigriffs with halberds, countercharging the trolls, and a burning head spell erupts through the demigriffs. Meanwhile, the Hellstorms blast and batter, supported by the handgunners, into the Chosen. And the Borderman Outriders are blasting more Chaos Infantry on the far left, forcing the attack on the left flank to falter. The Demigriffs are getting out of there, but they're being held up by the Ever-Chosen himself, who's now entered the fray. GELT'S managed to flap on back, and storing up his magics, ready to unleash another deadly volley of spells. It's safe to say at this point, Chaos has firmly embedded itself against Henry's forces on the right, now charging forward with GELT'S greatswords and halberdiers, especially around the center where Archaon is himself. I believe Sigvald isn't far behind. Also got Henry throwing in his oil flask and trying to blast away at the weakened units, now weak to fire damage. And at the back, a classic Lionheart move, throwing cavalry to their doom, but a worthy cause for the Knights of Moor, going into Chaos Hell Cannons. Or, as some people like to call them, the testicle shots. Go with what you prefer. Lots and lots of Chaos Infantry getting stuck in on Henry's right flank, but that's what they're there for, those halberdiers and spearmen, just to hold Chaos back. Although cavalry have managed to flank a little bit. Tim the Enchanter trying to support his infantry friends as much as possible. And that was some soul fire from Ben the Gilded Priest, who is now hammering at Archaon himself, leaping and swinging. Slayer of Kings. Got that Emperor's Wrath steam tank desperately trying to push the Chaos Infantry and Cavalry back that have thrown themselves into this center melee. And there's the fury of GELT, bombarding and blasting shot down upon Chaos that is now nicely bunched up in little pockets that GELT can bombard away at. But the center isn't that happy. Couple of chariots have managed to get through and disrupt the hail of bullets and the lead sure shots, my handgunner line. And now, with the center broken, the forces of Chaos divide up between pushing towards Ben the Gilded Priest and his force on the center left. Although that is being hammered and blasted by GELT. The rest of Chaos' forces are sweeping along the right flank of Henry's forces, but hope remains. More reinforcements. The last of Henry's army and the garrison from Kislev have arrived and now charge to push chaos back. Another Emperor's Wrath class steam tank enters the battlefield. There be Tim. And here is Gelt. Oh, and there falls Ben the Gilded Priest. He tried to break the Slayer of Kings. Archaon has dealt him a grievous wound. If we can get him back to Kislev, the healers might yet save him. Handgunner line still performing well near the cover of the trees. Volleying in the Chaos Warriors, held back by the remnants of a unit of greatswords, but now no longer held back by Ben. Archaon leaps into the handgunner line and will now disrupt their firing. Chaos Trolls wandering free where the center of the armies once was. But the Kislev reinforcements should hold the line. And in fact, the trolls have wandered off. That one just got slayed by a shot from the steam tank. Have another review of the battle. The Henry's force that had to pull back, his huntsmen, when the center broke, are now pushing forward again. Although little infantry remains holding the center left, is rapidly being whittled away by chaos. But the right is now clear, and those reinforcements will now pile on in to that center clump. And there is Sigvald leaping in. Once again, he's decided not to wear any pants underneath his armor. That's going to leave a skid mark. Oh, yeah, and another one. Chaos Giant enters the fray. But Gelt's last blast from above Searing Doom seems to have broken most of the infantry. We just have to hold against this giant. But for Dave, it's a bad day. He's now a bloody mess on the floor. Oh, that's a solid shot from Henry, the Huntsman. Holding back with his force, although how he can see with all that blood in his eyes at this point, I do not know. But those huntsmen are still volleying into the giant. And a Chaos Lord sorcerer is now in the midst of the infantry alongside Sigvald. Oh, the giant's getting back up. Hello, Poppet. Oh! Shouldn't have had all that garlic last night. Nibble, nibble. Another giant surrounded by halberdiers. But combined, they are causing bloody chaos to the infantry. But the last of the handgunner line, which was shredded by Archaon, who's now returned, will fell the beastie. Down he goes. But no one is safe, because Archaon returns to finish what he started and break the rest of GELT'S forces. Diving into the mix with Sigvald, who has broken. And at this point of the battle, yep, the forces of Chaos have shattered. Only one unit remains. Well, 22, in fact, because that'll be a hell cannon. Thankfully, there's some golden grenadiers going to finish that off. Yeah, there is one unit that matters, and that is Archaon, the ever-chosen himself, Slayer of Kings, powering himself up to disgusting levels of weapon strength and melee attack. Now the true battle begins. Henry's right in the action, facing off against the Ever-Chosen. Will he prevail where Ben the Gilded Priest failed? Tim the Enchanter looks on from above at this point, just trying to gather as much winds of magic alongside Gelt himself. To finish off Archaon. Magical Fury. Those brave, brave greatswords. But Henry decided he's had enough. He's going home. With 40 health left, I think that's fine. Archaon still with 3,600 left. And so, with nothing else left to do, Gelt throws himself into the action, supported by a lone greatsword unit. Keeps on getting knocked down, but he gets back up again. Although, maybe not that time. No, he's still good to go. Sort of looked at him like, actually, you know what? I'm not going to go for it. Now he goes for it. And instantly regrets his choice. This time, he will not rise again. Molten Metal versus Flaming Chaos. Gelt is supported again. Those remnants of the handgunners that survived Archaon's pummeling. Now try to snipe the Ever-Chosen. But it's getting too risky, leaving Gelt locked in combat. We've had to pull Gelt out of there. Said try and bombard Archaon and blast him with handgunners. Try and use the Emperor's Wrath steam tank to keep Archaon back while my missile troops march forward. More reinforcements arriving from the Kislev garrison. Importantly, handgunners that might yet turn the tide. That'll be Henry returning. 40 hit points left. And thinking better of it. Oh wait, no. He was using his Avalan Runefang to weaken Archaon's melee attack and weapon strength. Gelt desperately trying to raise up his power so that he can cast his armor-reducing spell on Archaon, whose health is falling, but so is the Emperor's Wrath steam tank. And seeing as it takes quite a while to recruit one to be available, it's time to send that steam tank home and commit the last of the infantry to just try and hold up Archaon. Quick little blast there from the Outriders with grenade launchers. And then the infantry is thrown in. While Gelt builds up final winds of magic he'll need to take on Archaon one last time. Fresh handgunners lining on up. Taking aim. And a solid volley towards Archaon. Just a few more shots. And surely he must fall. Gelt sees an opening. Brings himself closer to the action. Just waiting for Archaon's health to drop. Just a bit more. Just a bit more. Archaon moves on to his next target. And in comes Gelt. He's back. and ready to slay. Shots from the handgunners. Come on in. Clipping Gelt. Going through to Archaon. But Gelt falls. But so does Archaon. And that was Gelt's golden sacrifice. So I hope you guys enjoyed this battle replay, this cinematic battle replay. Tried something completely different, went for a very different style of commentary, tried to sort of invoke storytelling elements. May not be for everyone. Do give me feedback, what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy, what you'd like to see more of, and obviously if you do have replays of your own that you'd like this sort of cinematic treatment. I think this worked pretty well, you know, like 90% of the time was me just in full K mode doing lots of cinematic pans across the battlefield, getting a scope of what was going on. I wasn't able to cover all the areas, but I think I covered most of the main action points of the battle, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. But yeah, if you'd like that treatment given to a epic battle from your own single player series or a multiplayer battle you fought, then feel free to send it to me, contact@lionheartx10.co.uk. Just include a little bit of a description about what goes on, sort of who the key players were, any key moments to watch out for. That would be grand. And yeah, this is something I'd like to do more of on the channel going forward. So hopefully this was enjoyable to watch. And if it wasn't, I can try something different next time. So until the next one, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter, take Pride of the Legion. Check out my affiliates and sponsors, Games Planet and Overclockers UK. Till the next one, ciao for now.